Hey guys, today I'm gonna be working on some Christmas presents for my family, and I wanted to take you guys along with me. Look at this dog. He wouldn't stop walking around until I let him be in the video. So it's only gonna be 3 gifts that I make in this video because the rest of the gifts I have already gotten or given to my friends. So these gifts are gonna be for my parents. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the first one because I already have the tutorial pulled up and my yarn ready and everything. And this one is gonna be for my mom, and she is getting one of those coaster sets. It looks like a flower pot, but then you pull it out and it has like 4 coasters in it or whatever. Because I just want to do a few simple little crochet gifts, and this is one that I've been wanting to make for a while, and I think she'll like it because it's pretty cutesy and girly, and so I think it'll be really cute. This is the yarn that I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna do white for the flower pot, and then I have this yellow for the like inside part, the main coaster part. So this you won't actually see when it's all folded up in the pot. You might see a little bit of it, but this is more for like the actual part that you lay your cup on. And then I have these 2, pink and green. This is for, you know, just the little accent of like the stems, and then this is for the little petals. I really hope this is enough because this is all the pink that I have of this yarn. So if this isn't enough, I might have to just throw in an acrylic pink, which I don't want to do, which hopefully will look fine when they're all like folded up together, you know, but we'll see. I just really hope this is enough for all the petals. And all of these are the I Love This Cotton brand from Hobby Lobby, because this is just my favorite cotton yarn to use, and I think it's gonna be really cute for this project. Okay, so the way the tutorial starts is by making the center of one of the coasters. So I just finished the first one, and instead of fully making one coaster at a time, I'm just gonna do it in sections. So we went ahead and cut off the yarn like she does in the video, and instead of doing the rest of it right now, I'm gonna go ahead and just make the other 3 of these coasters. Worst case scenario, if I end up accidentally making one too many, like I'll just make another set because I do think it's really cute and I kind of want to make one for myself. And if I accidentally make one too short, then I'll just make another one at the end. It's no big deal. So yeah, I'm gonna make 3 more of these, and then we'll move on to the flowers around the edge. Okay, I just finished the first round of green on one of the coasters, and I'm gonna do that same kind of process again where I'm just gonna do the green on all the rest of these before I move on to the flowers, because this pattern is honestly really simple. Like, it's very easy to remember, and I think after making it a few times, I might be able to just do it by memory. I'm not gonna make a whole nother set of these today though, but in the future, if I do decide to make another one of these, I could just look back at the video to refresh my memory, and then should be easy for me to just pick it up from there. So while I've got this little pattern in my mind, I'm gonna do that for the rest of them, and then we'll move on to the flowers. I just finished the first 3 little petals of this, and I mean, it looks okay, but yeah, I'm just gonna trust the process, and I'm gonna just do the same thing for all of these. And I'm gonna do it on all of them. And I think it'll turn out pretty cute when it's done. Okay, I just finished the first coaster. I haven't weaved in the ends yet, but I finished all the little flowers, and they look really cute. But this is how much yarn I have left for the petals. So I really hope this is enough to at least do 1 more, because now my plan is to do 2 with the pink and then 2 with red, and I think that'll be fine. It'll just be half of them are pink, half of them are red. I think it'll be fine because I really don't want to have to go buy more yarn.
Yeah, so I just ended up buying more yarn. I had about 10 minutes worth of footage of me going over so many different ideas that I had of different yarn combinations, different colors, and then I also decided to try acrylic yarn for some of them. But instead of making you guys sit through all of that just for me to decide that I was going to buy more yarn, I'm going to just tell you, I just bought more yarn. Anyway, I left a couple of the shorter clips in so that you could watch, so enjoy.
I'm about halfway done with the petals on this coaster, and I have this much left. Like, I just know that's not enough. Oh, this just looks so much better. I guess I'm going to Hobby Lobby tomorrow. And I'm only gonna buy one skein. I'm not buying more yarn at full price. I can't believe I'm about to buy this at full price. That is the only time I ever buy yarn full price, is when I run out of yarn in the middle of a project and then I need to go get it now. And it just happens to not be on sale that week. But just look how cute this one is. It's worth it. Okay, so I just finished the little pot for the coasters. I don't know why I forgot the word for coasters for a second. And I'm gonna take the only one that I actually fully finished. I still haven't weaved in the ends. I'm gonna just wait and do that tomorrow. But you just fold it in half and fold it in half again. And so that is how each of them are gonna be folded up and put in here. Honestly, the pot's kind of small. I feel like I could just stick with just having two. Maybe I should have used a bigger yarn. We'll see, but I think once I have them all done and fold them up and stick them in there really snug, I think it'll look fine. But this is the gist of what it'll look like. It's kind of lopsided right now because it's not very full. But yeah, I probably should have actually paid closer attention to the video and seen what kind of yarn she was using for the pot, because I will say she used a 3.5mm hook for the coasters, which I did, and then a 5mm for the pot, which I also did. But I didn't pay attention to see whether or not she used a different type of yarn for the pot. So we'll see. Hopefully I don't have to remake it, because I don't want to. And honestly, it looks so cute. I don't want to remake it. I want to just leave it the way it is. Hopefully tomorrow when I'm done, I can just like stick them all in there and it looks fine. That's the plan. Now that I can't really make any more progress on this besides weaving in my ends, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. We're going to hold off on this project and finish that one tomorrow. And now I'm going to get started on my dad's Christmas present. Every year I pretty much always get him something Cowboys related. And since this year I am crocheting my presents for them, I went through my yarn and I was really worried that I wasn't going to have any dark blue yarn, because that's just not a color that I ever really need. Like, the only dark blue yarn I have is a velvet one for these plushies, but it's still not even the right kind of blue. But what I'm planning on making, and I don't need velvet yarn for that. But so I did find this much dark blue yarn, which is a good shade. I'm glad that I had this. I found this in my scraps, and this is all that I have. And there are so many fuzzies coming off of this because it's been sitting in my scraps for so long. Oh my gosh. So I have this, and then I also have this ball of gray yarn that I found, which is just like a firm ball. So there should be a decent amount in here. So that's perfect. And then I just have my regular white, which isn't really a scrap, even though it's kind of falling apart. And this is just the I Love This Yarn brand of acrylic yarn. My plan was to make pot holders and do them with the Cowboys colors. But then as I was watching the video to make the pot holders, she said something about using cotton yarn, and then that made me think, oh yeah, you're so right. Like, I'm supposed to be using cotton yarn for this, not acrylic. I did a little bit of Googling, not much, literally like one Google search, and you are supposed to use cotton or wool for pot holders because like they're actually heat resistant, like that's what you're supposed to do. And since acrylic yarn is basically plastic, you know, like you can melt it. If you've seen those videos where people take the lighters to like melt the fuzzies, like it's literally melting it. So I have come to the conclusion that I'm still gonna stick with my original idea of making the pot holders with this yarn. But when I give it to them, I'm gonna just tell them, don't use it on anything too hot, otherwise it might melt. But it'd have to be like really high heat to actually melt it. Like when people do the flame, that's a straight up flame against it. Obviously that's gonna melt it. So hopefully it can just be used to like take stuff out of the microwave when you're like heating up leftovers and stuff like that. So I'm still gonna do it just because this is the best idea I've come up with. And I really don't wanna have to make something else that's like not as good just because it's not the right type of yarn. And realistically, I don't think he's gonna be using a crochet pot holder to get a hot pan out of the oven. I think he's gonna use a real one instead. So it's mostly decorative anyway, but still a little functional for, you know, if you're just getting stuff out of the microwave or whatever, you know. As long as you don't do anything too hot, it should be fine. I have a reference picture for where I want to change the colors because it looks like a pot holder that's made the same way. I think it's one that I just found on like Pinterest. That might actually also be an Etsy listing. But I don't know exactly how the pot holder is made, so I don't want to accidentally change colors at the wrong spots and then have to redo it. So worst case scenario, I might make one beforehand in just like a plain solid color and then remake it with the right colors so I can figure out where to change it. But we'll see. Hopefully I don't have to do it. Hopefully I can get the color changes right the first time. But yeah, I'm gonna get started on this now. Okay, this took me a minute to figure it out, but basically this is what I was talking about. I found it on Pinterest, but it is an Etsy listing, somebody's selling it. And that's kind of the design I'm going for. I don't think I'm gonna do the little star, but this is the video I'm watching, and basically it's like a rectangle and then you fold it a certain way. So I kind of mapped it out on a piece of paper. Yeah, that's how you fold it. So I basically did that on the piece of paper, and I have a bunch of random lines all over it. But this is how I figured out the order of the colors, how to get it that way. At first I thought it was going to be some weird corner thing I had to do, but no, that's wrong. I can literally just do it where, you know, this is how you crochet it. You crochet in the round like this, and it has to be half as tall as it is long. So this length has to be half of this. And then this is where it gets confusing. So I have my little cheat sheet, and then you fold it. Imagine these are gonna be connected, right? Because it's all crocheted in the round. And then you fold it in like this. So there's those lines I made at the beginning. So the back side, it's gonna have that pattern twice. So it's basically gonna be, I'm going for a thick gray stripe and then 2 white stripes on the outside, and then the rest of it's all gonna be blue. So we're gonna have a stripe here, and then the other side where these lines come around, right, like that, it's gonna go this way. Seems very confusing, but I had to draw it on a piece of paper so that I could figure out where to do my color changes, because in the video she's just doing a solid color. But now that I know how it's folded, I can line out my color changes, and I'm just gonna kind of wing it for however many rows I need to do. I've got the gist of it now, so I know what I'm doing. And I originally wanted to make 2, so it could be like a set, but I just don't know if I'm gonna have enough yarn for that, because this seems like it turns out pretty big. So I think I'm only gonna have enough yarn to do 1, which is fine, but yeah. Okay, so I've just gotten started. I'm crocheting in the round. I'm working on the second row, I think. So yeah, so like this is the first row, that very first row where you're doing it over the chain. Just started the second row. And I wish I would have thought about this, because in the video she says, you know, she tells you how to do it into the chain. Like she tells you specifically to do it in one side of the loop, and then when you're going back to the other side, do it on the other side, right? Like how you would normally crochet into the chain. And I wish I wouldn't have listened to that, because every time I crochet in the round, or like anything like this where I'm starting with the chain, I always crochet in the back loop of the chain, because it looks so much nicer. It's so much cleaner. And in theory, I haven't gotten that far. I could just redo it. But I don't want to. I've been crocheting so long today. It's 9:30 now. I think it'll look okay. And it's really not that noticeable when I've got the 2 layers. So it's fine. I'm not gonna redo it. I'm not gonna spend my time redoing it and having to recount my chains and everything. So we're just gonna deal with it. I'll probably update y'all after I've done the stripes. Okay, I haven't made a lot of progress on this, but I'm getting kind of tired. So I think I'm gonna wait till tomorrow to finish this. Also, my voice is so scratchy because I've been sick the past couple days, and today has been the first day that I have started feeling better, but I am still a little bit sick. I stopped here, and I wanted to go a little bit longer on the blue before I started adding the stripes, but I only have this much left. And part of the reason I'm also stopping for the night is because I think tomorrow I might just fully restart, and I think it'll be better if I fully restart tomorrow rather than tonight, because then I will feel like I just wasted so much time. But tomorrow I'll have so much more time in the day to finish it that it won't feel as bad to restart. Because I mean, really, I've only like 7 rows in. So tomorrow I'm gonna frog it, and I'm going to make it shorter, because this would be a pretty big pot holder, which would be nice if it was actually gonna be getting used for like bigger pots and pans, but I don't think it will be. So I'm gonna just make a smaller one, and I might do a chain of like 25 to 30. I'll just have to see how long it is. Probably do 30. I think that'll be about right here. Yeah, that should save me some yarn to where I can go a little bit longer and have more blue. I even got my big old bag of scrap yarn, and I was digging through it to see if I could find any more of this color, and there's none. It was just this amount. So I will see you tomorrow when I am gonna finish this and restart this. Look how cute he is. He's so cute. He's just like a little bean. Anyway, I went to Hobby Lobby and got the yarn. So later I will finish this. And I have been working on the pot holder, and I'm almost done. I have finally gotten it to where I need it to be. But guess how long this took me? I don't even know how long it took me, actually. But it took me 4 tries. First time, I had it too big, like y'all saw yesterday. And this is why I didn't even film any of it when I was working on it. I was waiting till I got to the point where I was done, because I just knew it was gonna be so long of me talking, explaining what was wrong with it, and being like, I think I'm gonna redo it, redoing it, and there's still being something wrong. So 4 tries later, it's finally the right size. And the main issue was that I kept running out of yarn. This is literally all that's left, which I'm going to use to sew it up here, and probably not even make the loop unless I just do a simple chain, but I might just do the loop with gray instead, because I think that'll be fine. I'm okay with doing the loop in gray. That's how far I've gotten on this, and I am gonna have, it's just this side being the main side, even though this side also looks fine. I just don't like that you can see the seam of the edge of where the row begins and ends. But yeah, once I sew it together, it'll still look okay. I'm just not a huge fan of that seam, so I'm gonna stick with it, this side being the main side, and I'll put the loop up here. So I'll show you all that whenever I finish it, and then I am also probably just gonna do the rest of the petals off camera too, now that I have the yarn. It's very simple. I'm done with everything. I just have to do the petals and weave in the ends, and I'll be done. Okay, I'm finally done with the 2 main presents that I was making for my parents. And sorry, it's kind of been both like back and forth, me working on both of them. I was just gonna make one, then make the other. But that's just not how it works sometimes. And I'm just showing y'all how it is. So first I'm gonna show y'all the flowers, since this is the one I started with. And it's cute, and I think it's fine. Oh, but as I was about to say, I think the pot's too small. I didn't even have all 4 of them in there. I can't fit all 4. It's done enough, but I think I might remake the pot, because look how big these are. Like, that's pretty big. And this is only 3. This is not even all 4 of them. And look how small this pot is. It is just very hard to fit them all in here, and I kind of have to like shove it like that, and it doesn't want to stay. And I think I'm probably gonna redo the pot, honestly. I don't want it to be this weird little, it won't. No. Okay, yeah, so I guess I'm not done with this video now. I'm gonna remake the pot. This is so frustrating. I thought this was gonna be just simple. Oh, I'm gonna make some coasters, and then no, then I ran out of yarn. Then I had to debate on which different types of yarn I wanted to use, and now I have to remake the pot because this is not good enough. I think when I remake it, I'm gonna do it with acrylic yarn, because I think this acrylic yarn is just a little bit thicker than the cotton yarn. This is the acrylic and this is the cotton yarn, and I think, the acrylic does look a little bit thicker. So I think that's fine, honestly. I think it's fine if I do it out of acrylic. It's not a big deal that it's not the same type of yarn as these. I think I'm just gonna freehand it, honestly. It's very simple. It's kind of just, you're increasing in the magic ring to make a circle, back loops only just to get it to go up. And then there was one row where we increased to make the pot, instead of it just being straight up, kind of go outwards like that. I don't know whether or not I'll do that again. I might. But yeah, I'm just gonna make it bigger because this is just too small. I probably won't film me actually doing it just because it's going to be a lot of trial and error trying to get it right. But I'll show y'all when it's done. So this is, we're going to say 90% done. But now the pot holder is done. Done. I don't have to redo anything. Y'all already saw me redoing it over and over again. So here's the finished product. This is the side where we sewed it up. And once I got to that point, like, I didn't even watch the video. I kind of did because I wanted to see how she did it. And really, I just was not gonna have enough yarn to do it the way she did it. That's also why you see I did the gray loop instead, which I think looks fine. But I used all of that blue yarn. I don't even know where my scrap is. Otherwise, I would show you how much I had left. Oh, no, I don't have it because it's tucked inside. That is one thing that I did like about this, and I do kind of want to make more of these and eventually make more with cotton yarn so you can actually use it on anything instead of having to be worrying about it being too hot. Because this is fun to make. It's really simple. It's kind of like how I make my tote bags. Like, I like to crochet in the round, but crocheting a tote bag takes a long time because it's big, like much longer, taller, and you gotta make the straps and everything. This is very simple. And if I actually, you know, I'm not gonna be running out of yarn, I could do it with even less sewing. But also with color changes, I don't have to weave in any ends because this is all the outside. Like, all the ends that are on the inside they're just folded down. So all I do is just tie them in a knot and that's it, so that they don't come undone. And I just fold it flat and I don't have to worry about weaving in ends. And so at the end, I kind of tied a little knot with the rest of the tail end from when I finished this. I tied it to one of the ends on the inside and then I cut it off, used that to sew it up. So I just sewed it here, just with a whip stitch, easy. And I had just enough yarn to do it, and then I just kind of weaved the ends back in and left the tails on the inside. I just kind of used my crochet hook. Ooh. I like stuck it through, grabbed it, and then pulled it. Oh, my hook is stuck now. But I pulled it into the thing and left it. But yeah, and so this, I just did a chain of, I originally did 15, but I think I undid a couple, so I think it might be like 12 or 13 now. But, you know, I just chained however many to get the size loop that I want, and boom, easy. So this one is officially done, and I will show you whenever I remake this part so that this one can be done. Okay, so I am officially done now. So we've got the pot holder, which is cute, I like it. The flower pot, now it actually will sit and not fall over, which is weird because I don't want to take it out because it looks so nice. I don't want to mess it up. But like, look how big this pot is compared to the original. Like, what? I genuinely do not understand how she made this fit. And she made it fit 4. This is still only 3. I still have the 4th one over here, which I'm just gonna save for next time I want to make this because this is already so full. 4 is just too much. It's too overcrowded. So I'm leaving it as 3. It looks cute. I like it. I'm leaving it as 3. 3 looks good. I like it. So there we go. That's it. Video's over. Okay, but that is all that I have for this video. I know I said something about making 3 things at the beginning of the video, but that's not happening. I don't want to. This video is long enough already. I just don't want to. I want to get to work on my other project. And I might still end up making the 3rd thing, but it's just not going to be in this video. I want to start working on my other projects. So, and it was small anyway. But yeah, that is all that I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.